Alright, I just wanted to do a little quick video about just getting started with your Delonghi COM. There's some things that you might not know. Maybe you've had your machine for a couple of years and this has been blinking and never has gone away. Just a couple things to know. So I do want to start with the filter. I always suggest to use the filter. The filter is going to keep the debris out of your machine and make it last longer. Filters are very cheap. You can buy large packs like 6 packs, 9 packs, 12 packs. Minimally change it every 6 months. Just put it in your phone and just do it. If you don't, I've had filters with all kinds of colors, green, yellow, all that kind of good stuff, because people don't change the filter after their initial purchase. So always suggest that. It'd be better almost to not use a filter if you're never going to change it, but every 6 months, cheap filter, I would do that for sure. It'll lengthen the time that your machine will run. To change if the power goes out, or if you're plugging your machine into a different area or a new machine, it just wants you to set the clock. So you can just press the hour button and that gets it into programming mode. So we'll set the clock and you just hold the hour button for a couple seconds. It'll get in, let it set your clock, let it sit for about 3 to 5 seconds and it'll be set. Then you're good to go. Okay, so your espresso side is all operated here, your coffee side over here. With your espresso side, if it's flashing, means it's heating up, and it doesn't take very long. It'll heat right up. Sorry.
It's all right. Edit.
Yeah. Okay. When you are making espresso or coffee, it is normal for a little bit of steam to come out. Not to worry, especially with the coffee, it can come out more than you might expect, but is very normal for the machine. When you also brew a coffee, I can turn this guy on because I do have some water in there. After the pot brews, the bottom plate will stay on for a minimum or a maximum of 2 hours after it's brewed. You can set that to a lower time. It is in your manual to program that, but it's set as a standard for 2 hours. When you also are making espresso, I just want to let you know that after you make the espresso, it has to release that pressure. It's going to go into your drip tray. So make sure that you empty that out periodically. If you wanted I'm jumping back and forth. If you wanted a more full-bodied pot of coffee, the bold button is a good option, where if you were to hit that, it actually slows the water going through the system a little bit, and you get more of a saturation in your coffee, and you get a lot more flavor out of that. So that's what the bold does. A couple more things that you might not know is when you are making cappuccino, if you do boil the milk, your machine actually wants you to cool down the boiler. Boiler's up to temperature now, it stopped flashing, so I can make an espresso. If I wanted to do cappuccino for milk, I would press that on. And the flashing always means that it's heating up. So the coffee temperature is at one temperature and the steam temperature is a little bit higher, so to get a good steam. So when it's ready, it'll stop flashing. You would use it, and then once you're done using it, you will actually run water through the group head to cool your boiler down for your next espresso or milk drink. Don't froth milk and then go right into the next frothing, because your second froth could taste burnt. You want to cool that boiler down before you do your second froth. Sorry, I'm just reading my notes.
It's a really nice noise.
What's that?
I love that noise. Is it bolding right now?
It's bolding.
Yeah.
All right. A couple last things to take note of is when you do a milk for a cappuccino or a latte, make sure you clean your system right away. I would suggest clean it after every one. You're never going to have a problem with this system, but if you don't clean it, it can cause many more problems with the machine. So please just keep on it. Just once you're done, run some water or steam through and give it a wipe down for the day if you're done for the day. Also under here where your espresso comes out, if you are doing espressos during the day, just give it a wipe down. There's a filter screen on there. I do cover how to take that out in my dismantle video, but it's one screw and the screen will come down. Clean that out periodically and then put that back up. When you're putting the screw back in, just hand tight, like don't wrench it, but because you don't want to break that screw, and it doesn't need to be wrenched on. A lot of people don't consider reading the manual, but in the manual it actually Delonghi actually suggests that you preheat your cup and the portafilter before you make your espresso. So with no coffee in the portafilter, put it in place, put your cup underneath, press brew, let it brew to the full cup, empty that out, put your coffee in your portafilter and then brew, and you get your maximum temperature through the machine and your drink. All right, I just wanted to make one more note about your combi machine. If you're getting any kind of flashing lights on your unit, it's telling you something actually. If your machine double flashes on the steam, on the espresso side, your machine's asking you to descale that side of the machine. If your machine is double flashing the bold button, it's asking you to descale this side of the machine. I would usually suggest every four months or so, maybe give or take a month, depending on where what kind of water is in your area, to descale both sides. You can follow a link at the bottom as well. I have a descale video on this machine, so you can go right to that. And it is important for the longevity of your machine, and you want to keep it for a long time, so it's part of the maintenance. So just a couple of quick tricks for you, and maybe you understand a little bit more about what's going on with the machine. But decent machine, dual purpose, and should last you a while if you take care of it.